again, really sorry, got interrupted by the phone. So I do apologise. I'll just pick up quickly where I left off. So I finished with the simple um, skincare range. I would definitely recommend that. I've kind of used that from day one, and really haven't had any issues with it. Um, and it's all made in the UK, and it's one of their top brands, so you can pretty much buy that anywhere. Um, uh, if you, I found sort of in and out my treatment stages that my skin was changing quite a lot, and at one point it was very severely dry, especially around my nose, my lips, and sort of my forehead area. So I really felt like I needed a bit of extra moisture, which I wasn't getting from regular creams. And again, I wanted to use something that was quite natural and delicate and wouldn't cause much irritation. So, a lady who I go to for treatments actually recommended Declior. I don't know if you've heard of that brand. It is quite an expensive brand, but it's worth it for I think for the money that you pay, and also the products that you get, because they're all lovely products. There are some that are stronger than others, so I would do your research or ask a Declior sales assistant what would be best for your skin, especially since you're on treatment on chemotherapy. Um, and also be aware that you can ask about sort of dyeing and things. Well, I'd definitely ask during treatment, because I know that, like, if you ladies go for eyebrow tints or eyelash tints, or you dye your hair regularly, you can't really do that during treatment, because it's too harsh on your hair, and you want your hair to essentially grow back as quickly as possible. So you don't want to damage it before you've even started to regrow it, if that makes any sense at all. So anything that's exceptionally moisturising and nourishing and not damaging, I think is essential to, like, the regrowth of your hair and the health of your hair when it grows back, and your skin for that matter. So this little product has been again a favourite of mine from day dot. It's called Declior Aromescence Rose Deodorant, and it's a serum, and it's a smoothing serum, and it's very soothing, and it's 100% natural oils. So again, you don't get any irritation. I don't really get irritation, but do check, because obviously essential oils are quite strong, and some people do find that they get irritated by them. So do check. But this was definitely a winner for me, and I've carried on using it because it's just gives that extra bit of plumpness in the skin. Following on from that, makeup wise, especially during treatment, I felt like I couldn't really not get away with wearing makeup, but I didn't want a lot of products out on my face. I was really conscious of it, and like when you're getting hot and cold and when you're not feeling well, you don't want to put a full face of makeup on in the morning. It's just the last thing on your mind. So I wanted like almost like a BB cream, that like a moisturiser and foundation combined, that would be good for my skin and also not cause any irritation. And in the end, I ended up again recommended by the Declior lady who does my treatments, to have the Declior Aroma White C+. And this is essentially a BB cream, so like it's moisturiser with a hint of colour in it, just if you've got any like spots or patches or whatever to cover up. And it says even even skin tone revealer with chamomile essential oil. Well, everybody knows that chamomile is good for your skin, and it's moisturising, and it's gentle on the skin as well. And this actually has SPF 50 in the cream, and that was really quite important for me because of being so fair. I burn easy, and with having radiotherapy to my head as well, like that made the skin area really sensitive. especially to sunlight, and I have been advised to stay out of the sun for up to a year after having whole brain radiotherapy, so that's a real bonus. And again, it's a really good product. It's never given me any irritation. You don't have to use a lot. It lasts. It is expensive, but it does last if you don't cane it. You know, you don't have to use loads for it to give you nice coverage. And it's very moisturising, and as I say, I've loved it from day dot, and I probably wouldn't go back to any of the standard foundations as such, because I just feel like I get enough coverage with that, and it's really good to give off like a natural coverage. If you like a more natural coverage, it's really good. So yeah, that was Declior Aroma White Sea, and you can get that online. In terms of lips, I again struggled with my lips being really dry and sore from chemotherapy treatments. So really simple thing to have, but Nivea lip balm, straightforward, does what it says on the tin, and it gives good moisturising coverage. Obviously you have to reapply it when you've eaten and stuff like that, but it is worth it, and I found that to be the best one, along with Burt's Bees. I don't think I have any of that at the moment, but there is one called Burt's Bees, and that was also really lovely on the lips. And they do a tinted one as well, which is quite nice for like the summer months or when you're going out for a meal or something. Again, all natural. So that was really good. Another thing I'd quite like to cover actually is fragrance. Now, I am a huge perfume snob. I did work for L'Oreal for a bit, so that does not help the situation. But I love a good perfume. I think just a spritz of it can make you feel so nice, and it can make you feel lovely and things like that. And also certain fragrances hold certain things for people, you know, memories, or like a personality, I suppose, because I've got several fragrances depending on what mood I'm in. I like I've got a musky one, I've got a fruity one, I've got a spicy one, and it's just nice to be able to select which fragrance you're feeling like on the day. But I came across this place when I was down staying with a couple of friends in London, and I feel like it's really important to share it, because the shop was I'd never heard of anything like it, to be fair. And obviously you've got your high-end brands, you know, your Calvin Klein, your Christian Dior's, Dolce & Gabbana, your Thierry Mugler, you've got Lancome, you've got Flower Bomb, you've got all the different ones. But this shop is actually like an individual shop, and they do animal friendly, essentially cruelty-free fragrances, which are the notes of the fragrance are based on your favourite high street brand. So essentially you're getting a perfume which is cruelty free. You know there's no nasties in it because it is just pure essential oils in there, and it smells exactly the same as something that you buy on the high street, and they're really good quality. And the shop was called Eden Perfumes, and that was in a place in London. I think they have got an online shop, but I ended up buying the one that smells similar to Paris by Yves Saint Laurent and Paco Rabanne, and they are both smell identical to the perfume. You'd never tell. They are a bit lighter than the high street brands, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, and they're not expensive. They're nowhere near expensive as expensive as the high street brands, so definitely worthwhile investing if you like your perfumes. And then the last thing I sort of wanted to cover was mouth care, which is essential when you're on treatment. Again, mouth ulcers, sores, open wounds in your mouth, infection. Obviously we have to eat with our mouth, so it's really important that you look after them and look after your teeth as well. For dry mouth, which I really badly suffered with, there's a product called Biotine. That was actually a freak discovery that was made by my friend online, and it's just a moisturising mouthwash. It's alcohol free, so you don't get any irritation. It has moisturisation properties and it helps provide protection against dry mouth, and I just used that sort of like in between meals and stuff, and it gave me instant relief of feeling like I'm sucking on Gandhi's flip-flop, I have to say. With regards to brushing my teeth, that was always a bit difficult, because obviously when you're brushing your teeth you need to get in there, don't you, with a like electric brush, but in the end I ended up opting for a baby brush, basically, like really soft bristles, so I could still clean my teeth, but I just wasn't getting that horrible nasty scratching feeling. And actually my friend recommended to me the aloe vera products, which you've probably heard of, because I was finding that a lot of the generic toothpastes were really irritating my mouth, to the point where like I could hardly bear to put the toothbrush in my mouth. And the only one that seemed to kind of relieve that was this aloe vera tooth gel, which is essentially a non-fluoride toothpaste with it does have a hint of mint in it. It doesn't taste like aloe vera, which is surprising, and it was quite I'd say soothing sort of feeling when it's in the mouth, and it still gives you that fresh breath. So that was a really good product. There's no fluoride in it. I think that's the important thing when you're buying toothpastes when you're on chemotherapy. If they have fluoride in, then they tend to irritate your gums and upset you. So that was a great, and that's just one of the Forever Living things. I'm sure there'll be some representatives in your area that are probably selling these, so they're really good. And last but not least, when my mouth was feeling a bit better and my gums weren't so sore and I didn't have as many ulcers, I was finding Corsadil daily mouthwash, which has got fluoride in it, but you can water it down. Like I was just doing half of it filled with another half of the water in the cap, and that was doing the trick at sort of providing protection against my teeth and gums. And I just used the alcohol-free one, because again, anything with alcohol in it is going to instantly upset your teeth. So that was another really good one, and it helps protect your gums and teeth as well. So that's all the products that I sort of wanted to cover today. If there's anything else that you can think of that might be a good idea to have, then I will go for it. I need to go now because my cousin's here, but anyway, thanks.